Now I have given you examples of the brilliance of the brilliant. Now let me give you an example of the idiots. This story actually reached people via WhatsApp. The story goes, it's of Akbar and his brilliant minister Birbal. So Akbar said to Birbal that find out for me the 5 biggest idiots in our capital. This intelligence, where does it come from? So Shree Krishna says, I am that intelligence. I have heard the story of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, when he was a child, a 12-year-old, his father wanted to test him out. And his father gave him a $1 t-shirt and asked that, in your opinion, how much is this worth? He said, $1. So his father said, you sell it for $2 and come back. So Michael Jordan went around asking, his determination was there, of course. And finally, he managed to sell it for $2 and he came and gave it to his father. His father gave him a similar t-shirt again and said, all right, now this time you sell it for $20. Let's see how you can do it. So Michael Jordan, never to admit defeat, he went around and kept on thinking, and he got somebody from his friends to print a Mickey Mouse on it. And then he stood in the market and started saying, Mickey Mouse t-shirt available for $20. And at the end of a few hours, he managed to sell it. So then he came back and gave it to his father. His father was again pleased. And the father gave him a third t-shirt and said, sell it for $200 and bring it back. Michael Jordan again, he was up to the task. Now what to do? A famous Hollywood actress called Farrah Fawcett had come to that locality. And there was a crowd around her as the shooting was going on for that movie. And Michael Jordan, he was a 12-year-old, he ran up to her and he requested her to sign his t-shirt. So Farrah Fawcett could not say no to this little boy and she signed his t-shirt. And then he went around and said, t-shirt signed by celebrity, the most beautiful lady in the world. Come on, put a price on it. So people started bidding. It went to $200, went to $1,000 and somebody purchased it for $2,000. This intelligence, where does it come from? It's not just Michael Jordan, anyone, all of us have got varieties of intelligence. So Shree Krishna says, I am that intelligence. I've heard the story of Sam Manekshaw. He was actually a part of the Indian battalion of the British Army in the Second World War. So many stories abound of him, and one story is said that he was going by one army establishment and he found the guard saluting to his officer again and again, the full military salute. So he asked the officer, why is this guard saluting you again and again? And the officer said, sir, he made a mistake. I went by and as per army regulations, he should have saluted me. He did not. To ensure that he doesn't make a mistake again, I have given him this punishment that he needs to salute me 1,000 times today. So Sam Manekshaw said, but the army regulation says that when a soldier salutes to the officer is obliged to salute back in return. So you have to respond to his saluting every time he does it. And then for the next 4 hours, everybody saw this sight of that soldier and the officer saluting each other So this, of course, is the brilliance of the brilliant. But there's also the stupidity of the idiots. So, what do you make of people who are not brilliant? See, it means that God's ability is manifesting less out there. That is all. The Vedas don't talk a lot about a source of evil or a source of badness. They talk about a unipolar creation. It's not then God and Satan, it's only God. So, just like heat and cold, are they two different things? So it would seem they are completely opposite, but factually they are the same thing. There is only heat and the absence of it is cold. There is no such entity called cold. Now go back to your middle school physics. You keep on adding heat and the temperature rises. Keep on removing the heat and the temperature goes down. Until you've removed all the heat, it goes to absolute zero. Now you can't remove any further heat. So there is heat and there is absence of it. There is light, we all know. Is there an entity called darkness? Darkness is only the absence of light. So what we are calling evil is the absence of God consciousness. What we are calling ability is the absence of the presence of God's abilities. Now I have given you examples of the brilliance of the brilliant. Now let me give you an example of the idiots. This story actually reached people via WhatsApp. The story goes, it's of Akbar and his brilliant minister Birbal. So Akbar was a Mughal emperor and Birbal was his Hindu minister, known for his sharp wit. So Akbar said to Birbal that find out for me the 5 biggest idiots in our capital. So Birbal said, Huzur, it will take me 1 month's time. Akbar said, it's worth it to get this discovery. So after 1 month, Birbal brought 2 people there. And he said, Huzur, this person is the big idiot. He was sitting on a camel and he was putting the load on his head because he didn't want to burden the camel with it. So he is one idiot. Akbar said, yeah, he does qualify. And what about the other idiot? So Birbal said, Huzur, on the roof of his house, he had some grass growing. He was making his goat climb the roof so it could graze the grass there. Akbar said, that's also quite an idiotic thing. What about the other 3 idiots? I asked you to bring 5 idiots. He said, Huzur, I am the 3rd idiot who has spent the last 1 month wasting my time trying to find idiots for you. And Akbar said, then who is the 4th idiot? He said, Maharaj, you are the 4th idiot. You have got nothing better to do as a king. You have people doing everything and you are just going around searching idiots. Like they say, the sign of idleness. Where you are so idle, you are just swatting flies. So you are finding idiots. Akbar, with humbleness, he used to respect Birbal and he admitted, he said, all right, Birbal, I accept what you have said. And what about the 5th idiot? So Birbal said, Huzur, the 5th idiot is he who has got so many important things to do in his home, but he is putting them aside and reading the story in WhatsApp. So whether it is a quality of brilliance or the quality of idiocy, Shree Krishna says it is the source, is always the Lord. The presence of his powers or the absence of them. So Shree Krishna is saying that whenever you see any glories, you think of me. Oh, it is God here. Whenever you see brilliance, He has empowered this person. When you see beauty, this is Radha Ji's Shakti manifesting. So in this way, try to see the presence of God everywhere. Kripaluji Maharaj says, Char achar me lakhahu apano ishta kaha nit pyare. In sentient and in insentient beings, try and see the presence of your Lord.